Hi, hello, and welcome back. My name is Zacherylikescomics, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. It is Wednesday, which means it is New Comic Book Day, and today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how I am moving from impulse buys to intentional collecting. I'm making a notebook that tracks what I read, what I spend, and what I actually want to collect next. No more guessing at the shop counter, and by the end of this video, you are going to want to make a notebook too, but you already knew that, so let's get right into the video. I have two packages here that came in this morning, and I am very excited to unbox these for you because I've been waiting for these for some time. The first of which that I'm going to unbox is from Bershka, an online clothing company. I highly recommend checking them out. I am not sponsored in any way, but they have some really cool pieces at some really affordable prices. So for those that are really interested in fashion, I highly recommend checking them out. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox this one first. And to preface this, I have been wanting some new pieces of clothing for the summer, and I found these the other day thanks to my girlfriend. She sent these to me, and I've been wanting a new pair of shorts, and so I found these, and I absolutely love these. They are just this beautiful, beautiful black denim with white stitching, some really cool embroidery on the back. I'll let you see here, but I am just obsessed with these. I think these came out perfectly. I wanted to get something that was like super long and baggy because I like something that is like an oversized fit with something for my pants or my shorts, and then for my top, something that's more fitted. I think it just has a nice accent. So I think these are just gonna go perfectly. The next piece that I have here is from StockX, and if you know StockX, they're someone that sells shoes. So this is some shoes that I ordered. I've been wanting some new shoes for just leisure wear and outside of work, and I am just super excited to get these. These are something I've wanted for a long time but just never pulled the trigger on. I thought they were super cool as a comic fan, and especially as a lifelong Spider-Man fan. So that is going to be the hint that I give to you. And here they are. Oh my gosh. I want to do the rest of this unboxing showing you from a top-down point of view because I have been obsessed with these shoes ever since I saw them in Across the Spider-Verse, and they're finally here. These are absolutely gorgeous. So now we have to do a try-on, obviously. It would not be New Comic Day without the outfit plus read of the day. First things first, you already know. So for today's outfit of the day, I throw on a white tee with my brand new Bershka super baggy denim shorts. For the shoes, I have on my Air Jordan 1 Across the Spider-Verse collabs. Most importantly, for the read of the day though, I wanted to go ahead and read issue number 4 of the brand new Punisher series by Benjamin Percy. I've been really enjoying this as my first ever Punisher comic, and this is a continuation of the Punisher Red Band series. I think this has done a great job filling me in along the way, not making me feel lost. So I'm really excited to see where issue number 4 picks up as Frank Castle is trying to piece back his life, piece back his mind, and figure out who is meddling with him, and I cannot wait to see where this goes. So I'm going to get back to you afterwards with my thoughts. I just finished reading issue number 4 of The Punisher by Benjamin Percy, and I am really enjoying this story so far. As I mentioned before, we are following Frank Castle as his memory has been damaged and he is searching for answers. And in issue number 4, it seems he is getting a bit more than he bargained for, as now the Jigsaw has returned and he has Frank Castle in his sights. I think Benjamin Percy has been absolutely killing it on this story so far, with amazing dialogue, pacing, narration, and really interesting mystery story throughout. I love the dialogue between both Frank Castle and Micro, and also the really interesting dissection we are getting of Frank Castle and the Punisher as a character. I think this has done a great job introducing me as a new reader of the Punisher to Frank Castle. Benjamin Percy is continuing this after the Punisher Red Band series, as I mentioned before, but does a great job filling you in along the way. If you've been reading this series, I would love to hear in the comments down below what you think. The other day, I stumbled upon a video from the creator Michaela J. Laird, and I'll leave her video linked in the description below. But it was a video talking about how last year in September she made a comic diary keeping track of what she is reading as well as what she wants to collect next. I thought this was a great idea, and I wanted to take inspiration from that. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I am moving from impulse buying to intentional collecting. I'm going to make a notebook that tracks what I read, what I spend and want to spend each month on comics, as well as what I want to read and collect next. So come with me today as I'm going from impulse buying to intentional collecting. No more guessing at the shop counter. And I think this is actually exactly what I'm looking for. This is a pen journal ruled simulated leather notebook and 240 pages, so this will be perfect, and has an index context page at the front, so that way I can just mark where I have my reading log, my tracker for my spending, and then also what I want to read next. So this is perfect. Now I'm going to go back home and I'm going to outline this. I'm on the way home now, and I managed to find the exact notebook I was looking for. So now once I get home, I'm going to show you the outline for my comic notebook. One part is going to track everything that I'm reading and a reflection of what I have read for the week or for the month, and then one part is going to track what I have spent, and then the last part is going to track what I want to read or collect next. So I'm very excited for this. This is definitely going to help me get out of impulse buying and into intentionally collecting and being more intentional with what I am reading and pulling week to week for New Comic Book Day. So I will get back to you in a short while with my outline for my comic notebook. I wanted to come on here first and break down each of the 3 sections that I have. So the first 100 pages, as you can see, are my read log and my reflection, and then pages 101 through 200 are my weekly budget plus my pull list, and then the last 201 through 230 is what I want to read and collect next. So I'm going to go right into page 1 to kind of give you a little bit of an outline here. As you can see, I have my comic title and then my issue number. So Punisher number 4 by Benjamin Percy, my reflection. I'm really enjoying this story as both an interesting mystery and a reflection of Frank. A rating, so I give it a 4 stars, and then the date at the top left. And then I can break this down for multiple different comics into one page is the way that I divided it the way I did, so that way I can save space in the long run. When I flip to the next section, you will see here my weekly budget plus my pull list. So this is for the week of June 3rd. I've already outlined this. As you can see, I have my budget for next month's pull list for the entire month, $60, and then my FOC list for next month. I'm going to do this every single Wednesday, so I have all the comics here on my FOC list. We have Absolute Martian Manhunter issue number 12, the final issue, for $5.99. Batman issue number 11 by Matt Fraction for $5.99, Punisher issue number 6 for $4.99, Young Hellboy Thrilling Sky Adventures issue number 2 for $4.99, and then at the bottom here I have my back issue budget for this week. For this week it is $0 because last week I ordered my first ever omnibus, so I'm very excited to do an unboxing in the next few weeks whenever that comes in the mail. And then at the very bottom here I have my leftover, and then in parentheses I have roll over to next week. So if there is anything that I did not spend, whether it was in my budget for back issues or what, I can roll that over to the next week's budget for back issues or for my monthly pull list if there's anything I'm interested in or contemplating. And then you can see actually right here what I have is actual spent. So this is what I'm going to reflect on at the end of the week on Sundays. and show what I actually spent, if it was on back issues or what, if there's anything that I managed to find and just could not resist. The last section that I wanted to show you is want to read / collect. So on odd pages, I'm going to have want to read. So in the parentheses, I have digital / library, and then a priority, high, medium, or low. And then on even pages, I'm going to have want to collect. So I'm going to be able to keep track of everything that I want to read based off of things that I have read on the weekly basis or throughout the month, as well as keep track of what I want to collect next, whether that is because of a writer that I'm really enjoying or a specific series as a continuation. So an example being reading Grant Morrison's Batman and Robin and then continuing to Peter J. Tomasi's run of Batman and Robin. That would be want to collect. Or if I already had it, it would be in want to read. So then under that, I have priority, high, medium, or low. And so I can circle out of the 3, what is the highest priority for me for that. So if it's something I'm really, really wanting to collect, it's an important run to me, or it's something that I've heard nothing but good things about in terms of recommendations, then it's probably going to go on the high or medium side. Or if it's something that is just the continuation and it's not really a huge priority for me, it's probably going to go on the low side here. So that is a outline of my entire comic notebook. I'm very excited to start using this every single week as a way to keep track of what I'm reading and being more intentional with my pull list every single week. I just finished the outline for my notebook, and I feel like this is going to be super helpful in moving from impulse buying and onto intentional collecting. This tracks what I am reading, my weekly budget, and my pull list, as well as what I want to read and collect next. No more guessing at the shop counter if this is the right purchase for me. I now have a way to keep track and sort through it all, and I am just so happy with how this turned out. Hopefully this was something you found helpful, and maybe this is something you use in the future as inspiration for your comic journey. I cannot thank Michaela J. Laird enough for the inspiration for this video with her idea of a comic diary that she shared a few weeks ago. Be sure to check out that video. I'll leave the link in the description below. A really cool creator making some awesome comic content. But that is my comic notebook. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. We're going to meet Daniel and Carson on another beautiful Wednesday for another beautiful new comic book day. We have arrived. We are here with Daniel and Carson on this beautiful new comic book day. Does anyone have a most anticipated pull of the week this week? I heard you say Moon Knight 5, Daniel. Matt Fraction.
Yeah, they're supposed to be introducing Blade into Moon Knight.
Introducing Blade into Moon Knight. I remember seeing that little teaser in issue 4, and I'm very excited.
He's going to some house that's like eating all his people.
Jed McKay's really been ramping it up the past few issues, so I'm really excited to see the payoff. I think I'm going to pull issue 2 of Corpse Knight that came out last week because we did not have it at our LCS because of late shipping from FedEx. Shame on you, FedEx. I can't believe I found it in the wild still, but LCS had a Daredevil blind bag, and I think I'm going to put this in the giveaway for YouTube when we hit 1,000, so be sure to stay tuned for that one. Looking through the trades, Daniel has been recommending me for what, a month now? It was about a month ago you started it?
Geiger, yeah.
Geiger by Jeff Johns. I think this is going to have to be my next trade pickup because I've heard nothing but good things. This or Assorted Crisis Events by Dennis Camp. I also got recommended that last week on New Comic Book Day from one of you, and so I definitely want to check that out, especially with Absolute Martian Manhunter coming to an end next month at issue 12 when we wrap up, which is hard to believe. 2 Scotty Young covers right between the Magic the Gathering symbiote Spider-Man cover. This is just gorgeous to see at the LCS. I am just in love. I just love these Scotty Young variants here recently, and that Magic the Gathering variant is honestly just so peak. I just made it back home, and as you can see here, I have a pretty fat stack to go through for today's New Comic Book Day. It is a beautiful Wednesday, a beautiful spring day. We are closing in on summer. As you can see behind me, it is 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sun is just shining beautifully. I cannot be happier. But without further ado, let's get right into today's pulls. My most anticipated pull of the week, we have Batman issue number 10 by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. That is right, you heard me correctly. Jorge Jimenez is back after a brief hiatus. He is coming back kicking with a beautiful A cover. I have been loving this run, and I am very excited to see Jorge Jimenez back on the artwork. He's just been killing it. Coming into issue number 2 of the week, we have, this one is actually from last week's video. If you remember, I did not manage to get all my pulls from last week, but we have Escape issue number 7 by Rick Remender and Daniel Cunha. I've been absolutely loving this series, following Milton Shaw, a bomber pilot who is fighting against a fascist regime and has now been taken down in the very city he just brought to ruins. And we are following these anthropomorphic animals in this really interesting story showing the inhumanity of man on man in war. I highly recommend picking this series up if you have not already. Coming into issue number 3, we have Fireborn issue number 2. I really enjoyed that first issue, an action-packed, beautiful introduction to this series. This makes me want to dive into the world of Lost Fantasy more and more. Coming into issue number 4, here we have Corpse Night issue number 2. I really enjoyed the setup of issue number 1, and I think this is going to be a really fun and unique horror story, so I'm excited to see where issue number 2 takes me. Coming into issue number 5, here I have Moon Knight issue number 5 by Jed MacKay. As I mentioned before, this is my first Moon Knight story, and I think this has just done a great job introducing me to the character. Jed MacKay is absolutely killing it. I really enjoyed the first story arc, and I am really enjoying the setup for this second story arc. We're going to get Blade introduced in this issue, so I'm excited to see where that goes. Coming into issue number 6, here I have, last but not least, we have Cyclops issue number 5, the last part to this miniseries. I've been really enjoying the series, so I'm excited to see where this ends. That is everything I managed to pick up this week. Thank you all so much for watching. I cannot thank you enough for the love and support here recently. You guys have been absolutely killing it. I cannot believe we're about to hit 1,000 subscribers. I am doing a giveaway once I hit 1,000 subscribers, so be sure to stay tuned for more details on that. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway on TikTok once I hit 1,000, so check out the details on that. The link will be in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching. Happy Pride Month to all those that celebrate. I want you to know that you are seen and safe on this channel. You are loved. We will be back next week for New Comic Book Day. Spend some time with some loved ones. Spend some time with yourself. Peace.